Good morning, everybody. Let's look at our calendar. Today, it's the TH. We get to stick our tongue out. So today is Thursday, May 7th, 2020. You can say that with me. Today is Thursday, May 7th, 2020. We write that in numbers. It's 5 for the month, 7 for the day, and 20 for the year. Today is day 160. That means we have 20 days left. So it's 100 plus 60 plus 0. And if we look at our calendar, our schedule here, we've got reading, recess, art. Today is day 2 of our Vincent van Gogh Sunflowers activity. Math, lunch, and science. Okay. And today is day F in our countdown, future day. So we're going to be talking about what you want to do in the future, and we have a paper to write. We can hopefully do that during reading today. So this is another one of Emmett's favorites. We used to read this all the time when he was growing up. This is called Seed, Sprout, Pumpkin Pie. I mean, he's only 11, but still, when he was really little, like 3 or 4, we used to read this all the time. Have you picked your pumpkin? This is really a book for fall, but it's nice to read it now anyway. A pumpkin seed is tucked into, let's try this. A pumpkin seed is tucked into sun-warmed earth. Spring rains soften its tough coat. So we saw this with seeds, right? When we soak them in water and we saw the little tiny little baby leaf inside. So that's the first things to come up. You'll see these first 2 leaves, the first leaves. A root reaches for nutrients. A sprout reaches for light. So then it's going to start looking like this. Soon, jagged leaves rise from twisty vines, wandering in all directions. Yes, so pumpkins get vines and big, beautiful flowers like this. Bees visit golden blossoms, spreading pollen from flower to flower. We're actually going to talk about that this week, what it looks like to be a pollinator and spread pollen from flower to flower so that the flowers keep growing. So here we go. Here and there, tiny green knobs replace wilted flowers. So from out of the flower, you can see this one, from the inside of the flower, you're going to get the fruit. So here's the old flower, and here's these little baby pumpkins, and then they get really big. The knots change colors and slowly swell, getting bigger, growing heavier by the day. Cooler nights arrive. Vines shrivel. So the vines start to kind of wrap up, and it starts to look something like this. You've got big, giant pumpkins. In our yard, we have pumpkins growing, but they're the little pie pumpkins because Mrs. Seeger loves to make pumpkin pie. Left behind are pumpkins, pumpkins, pumpkins. Pumpkins are a type of squash. Right? There's all different kinds. They can be green, red, tan, yellow, white, or even blue. The pumpkins we know best are bright orange, but these are pumpkins too. There's all different kinds of pumpkins. If you've ever been to the Half Moon Bay Pumpkin Festival, it will probably happen again in 2021. It's fun because you get to see all kinds of pumpkins. So there are tall pumpkins, short pumpkins, super bumpy pumpkins, smooth, even giant ones. Look at that. Giant pumpkins you can ride in. Look at that. So usually at the Pumpkin Festival, they have like a pumpkin contest, and there's a contest for the most gigantic pumpkin. Thump, thump, thump. A pumpkin sounds hollow, but inside is stringy wet pulp and oodles of slippery white seeds. Now, when you carve a pumpkin for Halloween this year, you can pull a seed out and plant it in your garden. You just have to make sure it gets water. Seeds might be saved to grow next year's pumpkins or dried for a crunchy snack. Mrs. Seeger loves toasted pumpkin seeds. Pumpkin pulp smells sharp and tangy, but can be made into delicious breads, desserts, and soups. Sugar pumpkins go into the spicy pies we bring to our Thanksgiving table. The end. Unless... Was there something else pumpkins might be used for? Oh yes, jack-o'-lanterns. You can even make a person out of them. Will you give yours a funny face or a creepy one to send shivers up your back? Will it be the head of a straw-filled scarecrow? Will your jack-o'-lantern decorate your kitchen table among striped gourds and sunset-colored leaves? Or will it set your porch aglow on a spooky Halloween night, lighting the way for a curious cat? Unused pumpkins are fed to farm animals or left in the field to nourish the precious soil. So you can put your old yucky pumpkin in the dirt near your pumpkin seed, right? And it will nourish the new pumpkin. Most of our soil is made from decayed plants and things. Awaiting spring under a wintry blanket. Now, our winter doesn't look like this, of course. But over winter, the seeds will rest in the ground until the ground is warm and there's warm sun and it rains, right? And then it can come up out of the ground. It knows it's time. So that was Seed Sprout Pumpkin Pie. That will take place in the future, all of our pumpkins in the fall, and we will talk about the future later today because today is F, Future Day. Talk to you later. Bye.